Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and or girls. And actually, there are a lot of women that play fantasy football these days. This is fantasy football harsh
Harsh
reality.
reality.
That's right. Where I mean, obviously, it's fantasy, but it's based in reality. Real players playing real games, and it has a real effect on our lives. People are playing for a lot of money in some leagues, and daily fantasy people are playing for a lot of money, and that's not even taking into consideration all the gambling that goes on attached to, which is now out in the open, and not just out in the open,
Super,
but
yeah,
encouraged
normalized. Yes.
entirely. The NFL has its own official betting partner of the NFL, ESPN. ESPN, the news channel, the one that distributes the information about what's happening, started their own
Betting
betting book,
site. Yeah.
their own bet book, their own
Yeah. Sportsbook.
sports book, which
Yeah.
is it's
Yeah. I mean, Jerry Jones is a part owner of DraftKings.
I mean, think about that. This is literally Biff's future reality from Back to the Future 2, where it's just the gambling has just gone insane. It's a
Except
and
the journal is now online.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we can all see, you can all access it.
so, and the thing about it is, they used to suppress gambling information in sports broadcasting. The
Yes.
broadcasters would have to veil their
Hints. Yeah.
comments about it and things
Yeah.
like, oh, and that field goal, this may mean something to some
Important for
people.
some people.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All of that all the time. And so they couldn't. Now it's just like right out there. They're in the pregame going, what's your best bet? I'm going over 85 yards for this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
ESPN has a whole betting show, which by the way, I love that Joe Fortenbaugh. I want to party with that guy. I like that guy a lot.
What show?
ESPN Bet.
Oh, I don't.
It's their
I'll have
betting
to.
show. Oh, you need to
I'll have
start
to start
recording it.
watching that.
You must
Okay,
start recording it. Their best,
done.
and it's funny because they're very accountable in terms of their best bets. They give you their best bets on the daily, and then the
Uh-huh.
next day they go back and show you who hit and who missed. I
Cool.
mean, they're very accountable on their picks. So, well, when it comes to what they call their best bets.
Is what's her name part of that? Kime, Mina Kime.
No, 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 no.
I like her. I think
I
she's
do
good.
too, but she's really just football analysis, not betting analysis. These
Yeah,
are actual sports betting experts.
I got
Joe
you.
Fortenbaugh, this one really Aaron, what's her last name? But this hot, she's so classic Philly hot. Like you put her in any other city and you're like,
Six, seven,
but in the
yeah,
Philly context,
11.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's great at gambling. And what I love about her is when she says straight up, she's like, I don't know, it's right where I would put it. I'm staying away from these entirely. She has no problem saying there's some bets, some games, the spread is right where she would put it. She's not touching it. And to me, that's as valuable advice as any you could give someone.
Yeah.
Even with oh, lock, bet, I'll take that, is the don't touch it. I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she gives a lot of the I'm not touching those. And that's what I like the most about. And then there's this other gal, Anita Marks, who you can tell she gussies herself up as much as she's ever going to
Right.
for the show. You can tell normally she doesn't give a fuck, but for the show, she curls the hair and does her best and whatever. But I got to be honest, the person I agree with the most tends to be Anita Marks. And so it's a great show. And a lot
Cool.
of times you're just looking to see if they make the same picks you do. And the worst, because I'll make my bets first, then watch the show, and
Of
then be
course.
validated or be like, did
Right.
I just throw money down the toilet? I don't know. But I don't like them to affect my judgment too
I
much.
don't want to influence my initial pick.
Right.
So you got to make yours on your own. All right. Well, not a sponsor, but just got a huge segment. ESPN Bet. Let's do it. I'm doing it. I'm
But
in.
that just demonstrates just how far we've gone
Oh,
from
for
the
sure.
days of trying to act like, no betting, guys. This is just sports. We play for the team. We would just want a championship. People are like, no, we don't. We want to make this.
I
All right.
imagine Al Mike. I imagine that makes Al Michaels a very happy person.
Oh, absolutely. He was always hinting
Always.
at what
Everything.
everything. It's like, oh,
Everything.
that's his third catch for 44 yards. That means something to somebody.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, what? I used to not know what the hell he was talking about. Now I do. All right. Should we
So
jump
so
in?
far So far this week, we've obviously already started. We've got 2 games already in the books. We're very behind on this.
Yeah.
That's on us. Scott has been surprisingly busy, and I've been wiped out from last week when I spent a whole week in Vegas, and that takes a toll on an old man's body.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I think we should start with some news. There's only one piece of news that I think is important. Everyone had their eye on it, but it's finally really happened for real now. Quinyon Judkins has signed with
Quinshon Judkins
Quinshon Judkins has signed with the Browns.
with a
So
2 week exemption.
with a 2 week what?
Exception. He has a roster exemption, which means they don't have to cut anybody to add him, but he also can't play. Now
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. They can now
Okay.
they can keep him like that for 2 weeks. They can elevate him at any time, but it indicates don't expect him to play this week.
But it also is great because now, if there's going to be something that the NFL does, like if he's going to be on the commissioner's, whatever list, exempt list, then we'll know we'll know sooner than later. So it's good to know that he's there. He's out there still on a lot of people's waiver
Waiver
wires.
wires is very true.
So if you had, like, say, I had Christian Kirk, if you had somebody like him who's also out, you know what? He was my last pick of the draft anyway. I'll get rid of him and grab Judkins, and I'll wait, and just see. It's not like, everyone's clamoring for the Browns anything. Certainly not their
Yeah.
running backs, but this kid was a lot of hype, and he was. I don't know if people have seen his tape. Take a look. It's pretty explosive. He should be a pretty impactful player, and if he's out there, if you can afford to wait a couple of weeks, like if you had Xavier Worthy, then probably not. You probably should not do that right now because you need to hustle up and figure something else out. You need somebody who can play next week. But It is important that he has played. We'll take a look and we'll see what the commissioner says. But keep an eye out there. He has signed, and that's exciting for me because I have him in a couple of leagues.
I am in a league too, only one. But he did fall to me in Dynasty. I was the reigning champ. And so, of course, 12th pick. And he
Great.
fell to 12. But I had my heart set on Cam Scatterboo from last year. I've been waiting. And when he was falling in the drafts to the top of the second round, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to grab him. If he's still there, I'm going to grab him. And then Quinshon Judkins, because of this situation, fell. And now I'm looking at the two of them plus Matthew Golden, knowing no
Wow.
one there will not be there because it's not even snake. It's not even a snake draft. It's literally just like a regular draft. Like I'm 12 and then I'm 24. It handicaps the winners so bad. And I've been dominating this league from the jump because I got Saquon and Derrick Henry. Everybody was drafting rookies and shit. And I'm like, I'm winning right now.
I'm going to win now. Yeah.
So I picked up Jordan Love when he was still behind Aaron Rodgers. So now I have Jordan Love and her. So I've had this super team. So I've been in all 3 finals. I finally won it last year. And
so who did you take? I'm curious. Who did you take?
Cam Scatterboo.
You took Scatterboo. I'm surprised you didn't take Golden because you have Love.
That would have been pretty
cool.
And I even put that in the notes. I said, I know that I should take the stack. Absolutely. Yeah. I know that.
Right.
But the heart wants what the heart wants. And the idea that in Dynasty, whoever you get, that's who you get. And we've seen these speedsters like Xavier Worthy come out, and the idea is they're all going to be Tyreek Hill, but they don't all turn into Tyreek Hill.
No.
And so just because he's super fast, maybe all he does is open it up for other guys more than actually. Although, I mean, it looked good in preseason. Don't get me wrong. It was the toughest decision I've ever had in Dynasty. But
sounds hard. Yeah, that's a tough one.
But I have young receivers. I have old running backs. So that prioritize that for me because I have Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice. Like I have some
nice
good young receivers.
Yep.
So, but my running backs are aging, and so I just was like, I believe in this guy. I know Quinshon Judkins, but he was the Browns. I just really believed in Scatterboo, and I'm like, if anybody's gonna get him, I'm gonna get him.
Derrick Henry 2.0.
Derrick Henry 2. He's my next guy. I think he's like somewhere between Henry and McCaffrey, like in one guy. So we'll see. We'll see.
Should we, since you mentioned him, was there any other news on McCaffrey and whether he'll play or not?
No, he says he feels great. It was blown out of proportion. He's absolutely going to play. So, and this is coming up later, but the cat's out of the
Please.
bag now. For me, he is a must start this week
Mm.
and then a must trade next week.
Week 2. Wow.
He has one good
Wow.
game. You and I have him. I have him in our guillotine league. And I was like, give
well,
me
we
4
can't
weeks.
trade in that league, but we can't trade in that league. But I hear you.
We can't trade?
No trades, no IRs, no nothing. It's a guillotine league. It makes sense. There shouldn't be
Oh,
any,
right.
because
And
if you know what I
the
mean.
whole reason I drafted him was looking at the situation in San Francisco. When you look at how they have, problems with the receiving core, he's the main running back. Like, I felt
Yeah.
like for 4 weeks, if you have him for 4 weeks, he's going to score the most over the first 4 weeks. So but if you do have him in your league where you can make trades, trade that fucker. Although I think I did get Quinshawn in that league as well.
Nice. So, you might want to let it ride a little bit.
I may have to. Well, as you said, there's no trade, so I have no choice. Now I have to see. Now I have to look.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trade him in the second week.
Oh
Only
God,
because
I have McCaffrey, I have Pacheco, and then
Pacheco,
I
what a
do have
disappointment. Yeah.
Judkins, I have Scadaboo, and I have Bill Krosky.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So I have some backups.
You
Hopefully,
do.
one of them gets off to a good foot.
You want to tell us a little bit about what you saw so far this week?
So far this week, Herbert and Mahomes both very much outplayed their projections, outplayed expectations. And whereas you had Dak, now Jalen Hurts did the Jalen Hurts thing, which is he ran for 2 touchdowns, threw the ball 3 times,
like 6,
for
6
like
times
20
the whole
yards.
Game. Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
horrible for the receivers. Absolutely. But this is what he is. He will get you points, whether it's with his legs or on when you try and shut down the run. He will. Those are the weeks where he's going to throw the ball more. But this was a week where they ran the ball more. Terrible for the wide receivers. But Hurts did what he was supposed to do. Dak, obviously, with the addition of Pickens and the what was supposed to be a very weak run game, it was highly expected that Dak would have a great passing day. And he had a garbage passing day, but
it could have been a lot better.
It could have been. The dropped balls are what hurt his day more than anything.
He looked on point. I thought he looked really good.
Yeah.
Personally. Now, I know I'm biased, but his number was what, 7? I think he got like 8 or whatever fantasy points.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
He looked good.
He looked fantastic.
Yeah.
The way he was throwing that ball with precision. Yes. Oh my God, those drops. You're like, I could have caught that.
Yeah. Shocking.
So, but
yes,
Herbert and Mahomes, and we'll discuss whether or not they're a mirage in the next segment. Right. Disappointments across the board for the first 2 games. Pacheco, Dak, AJ Brown, the big disappointment. 1 target, 1 reception. Oh my God.
So he had 100% catch rate.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
No, I think it was 1 target, 1 catch.
Unbelievable.
For 12 yards, I think.
I think maybe, 11 or 12.
George Pickens, which, we can discuss this now, which is, I forgot, whenever you have rookie wide receivers and or a wide receiver in a new place. Preseason's one thing. The fact of the matter is you get in a real game and any smart NFL level quarterback is going to be risk adverse. And if he isn't 100% sure where you're going to be, he's not going to let the ball go, or he's just going to sail it in your direction because he's got to get rid of it. So he was a victim of that. He clearly, Dak did not trust him, especially down the stretch, even though he had a couple good catches. He once again only had eyes for CeeDee Lamb, even with only needing 3 yards. He went for the fucking bomb for some reason.
Yeah.
But because he only gets in that mind, which is definitely from last season, but again, developing that chemistry. And again, we saw this last year with Xavier Worthy, took him, even without Rashee Rice, It took him the whole season
Yeah.
before Mahomes was finally like, now I know where you're going to be. I'm going to let the ball go and it'll be there because I know where you're going to be.
Well,
And that takes time.
Worthy was actually that week one mirage last season. Remember the first time he touched the
Yes.
ball, the jet sweep got a touchdown, and everyone was like, "Oh
Touchdown.
my
And
god!
you
Oh
were
my
like,
god!
oh
Oh my
my
god!"
God, they're going to, yes.
And we thought, well, this is just going to be he's going to constantly
A
do this. He's the new
bonanza. A
Tyreek Hill.
bonanza.
Yeah, and it took like you're right up until like gosh, I think it may have even been like the NFL playoffs where they started to finally gel. You know, Worthy and Mahomes looking like they could really do something together, like it was going to work out. So yeah, that week one mirage for him was the opposite, where everyone expected a lot more, and it turned out no, not ready yet.
Not ready.
Yeah.
And that's what you see with receivers in new places and rookie receivers. I think that's what we saw with Pickens down the stretch. He didn't trust knowing where he was going to be, so he again just locked in on CeeDee Lamb and wouldn't let it go.
Well, should we? Yeah, go ahead.
Amari
Go
and
ahead.
Hampton didn't
Yeah,
do what I mean. He got the touches.
he did. He was what? I mean, I think Najee had one or two carries
I
that
think
game.
two. I think two. Yeah. So it was
So
the Omari and Hampton show, but I mean, it was a tough day for him. Devonta
yes,
Smith didn't see, he saw maybe two more targets than AJ Brown. Like it was not a good
it was only
day.
Goddard. Goddard was the only pass catcher that did
Yeah.
anything.
And he just basically hit projection. I think his projection was 8.4 and he got like a 7.8. So, but at least he got
Right.
close to his projection.
Yeah.
The other two
Yeah.
guys, if you have the other two guys, which pretty much everyone, you are in a hole. You're in a hole, and
I
that's a tough
started.
place to be.
I started AJ Brown and George Pickens.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, and
Yeah.
that's a dark hole to be in over.
League of
That's
record too. I'm just brutal. Just brutal. Just brutal. Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
And now you
Yeah.
just got to ride it out. I mean, that's a tough hole to dig your way out of. But
I don't
every
think I
week,
can. I don't think I could do that. I
well,
think I
every week,
talk it
here's
up.
the thing. Here's the one thing going in your favor. Every week has your team's going to have two clunkers. And it is within the realm of possibility that those are your two clunkers for the week. You
Hope
know,
so.
it
I can't
happens.
afford it. I cannot afford any
No, you
others.
can't afford another clunker, and you're. I mean, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
No.
But as I said, it is within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, right on projection, right at 14.5, delivered exactly what he was expected to do, which is nice. But think about that. Should have been more. He should have beat it by quite a bit.
Yep. And I wonder if it was that giant delay that just
it obviously affected
ruined the game because it was
totally,
so good.
Well, think about it. They were scoring their brains out up until then didn't score again for the rest of the game, which honestly I thought was going to be the exact opposite. I thought they would start out slow, and then in the second half, the scoring would skyrocket. Essentially, Friday's game went how I thought Thursday's game would go, and Thursday's game went how Friday's game I thought was going to go.
So, yeah, I can see that. I could totally see that. That makes sense.
Then on Thursday, they started out very slow in the beginning and then took off like a rocket. So because remember, I think the first half score, talk about should have bet the under on the first half on that game instead of the other game.
Right.
I think the
we were looking at the weather and we thought it was going to be raining at the beginning, not at the end.
It was supposed to rain much earlier, and I'm like, it's going to turn into a low scoring run game, blah blah blah. And it was but the scoring went crazy right out the gate and then tapered off into nothingness.
Right.
Saquon, I mean, even in a not spectacular game, he had a spectacular game. I mean, his projection was 18, he got 16. It was still a great game.
Yeah, he looked like he was in perfect shape, like no wear and tear damage from last season and the 2,000 yards that he ran.
He fantastic.
Looks really good. So
my advice,
I'm sad I didn't take him. Yeah, my advice, trade him.
McConkey, 10 points. Now he was projected around there like 11.5.
Well, still a little disappointing.
And you wonder if this falls in the mirage category, but when you look at the fact that the other two guys are producing and they really were more pass heavy than they usually are, you wonder if this is really kind of just where he's going to live now, is in the 10-point range for this season. I don't know.
I was always I was nervous when I took Lad, and I have him in one of my drafts, and I was nervous to take him because I know that he was good in the middle of the season and beyond, but now Keenan Allen is back, and we saw that he had an instant impact. He had, I think, 16 targets, Keenan Allen. That's unbelievable. Like,
do you have any shares of him?
I do a lot.
Oh, I have
I've
one
got him in
share.
League of I've got
have
him in
one
League of
share.
Record.
Yeah.
I got him in League of he was like my 13th round pick in almost
I
every draft.
I wanted him in a lot of drafts, but down there was a lot of Scatabo. There was a lot of, there were
Judkins, there was other people.
Krosky, Merritt, like a lot of guys that I really liked a lot too. So
Yeah,
I only really grabbed him in, I think, just one league, but I was like, what?
But I don't know if anybody played him.
No one played
this
it.
week.
No one played it. Yeah.
But I've got him on a bunch of benches, and he had close to 20 points. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16 points is amazing. I think he was projected for 7.5 or something. Very
like
small
half
league.
that. Easily half that or less.
Well,
obviously, the Xavier Worthy thing's horrible. And finally, I think we do have to mention the emergence of Conklin, who I didn't even realize he was on the Chargers.
I didn't either.
I really thought he was still with the Jets. I didn't know he'd left the Jets. And then he shows up. And even, you know who else didn't know? The broadcasters. They're like, Will Dissly with a big catch. And then they come back and they look like, oh, wait, that's Conklin. Like,
they did say that. They said it every time.
Many times. Like, they were firmly convinced it was Will Dissly. And I'm looking at the name. I'm like, that's more letters than is
Dissly.
It took them past a commercial break to be like, by the way, that was Conklin.
Right. Well, he did get smacked pretty hard and fumbled the ball, but he Conklin, holding on to it was an issue. I don't know. I think that might be a mirage, though. You think
let's
it's more.
Get into it then. Let's get into who you think are the week one mirages. Now, as we say on this show, week one is a mirage. It doesn't look like the rest of the season. Guys come out and have these spectacular games, then everybody goes nuts for them. We've seen it over and over and over. Hollywood Brown, 3 touchdowns, rookie season, opening game, never scored again. The rest
Hollywood
of the
Brown
season.
This season, let's start with him. Hollywood Brown, 10 out of 16. So he had 16 targets. Caught 10, 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, if Xavier Worthy is out for any extended period of time, but even if not, does Mahomes say, oh, I can actually trust this guy now? Because he's always been injured, and he did pretty good. Like, he took some big hits, and he seemed, he dropped that one early one, and I was like, well, there you go. There goes any hope you had for Hollywood. But he kept giving him more and more. I think he had no choice. Right. I mean, there was him and
they were trailing in the game most of the time, so they couldn't rely on the run game. They had to throw the ball, and there weren't a lot of places for it to go to.
So, is he a mirage or is he more?
He is trade bait.
Okay.
Because right now, people are going to be assuming he is going to be the number 2, the right out. But as we know, we've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
He cannot stay on the field.
No.
He will not stay on the field.
No.
He has maybe 3/4 of a game left in him before that foot thing comes up again and he goes limping off. That's why I would say, and here's the funny thing, okay? In my dynasty, I have Rashee Rice. They hand down the suspension. So I go on the waiver wire and I grab both Tyquan Thornton and Juju Smith-Schuster. Fully just to have them, because I'm like, one of these guys has to emerge as a guy, probably Thornton. Then
I agree with that still.
And then Worthy gets injured. And now
third snap running into Kelsey.
And by the way, this is the second season in a row that they've lost a major receiver to friendly fire.
What is wrong?
And I think we have to start calling it the KC curse.
Yeah.
That's a very specific, unique thing to happen just to KC.
Yeah, and so early. I mean, so early.
And it speaks to my theory on life that anytime you get something good, life takes something away.
Yeah.
And they've had
Yeah.
it so good for so
Hmm.
long in Casey that now the universe is starting to be like,
Yeah.
you gotta
How
pay.
about
You gotta
open
pay
up
for it.
with a divisional loss? How's
Yeah.
that on top
Oh,
of it?
and can I tell you, in a million years, I liked because the line moved to +3 for the Chargers, and I really liked that. But
Hmm.
there was no way I saw them winning this game. I think in most
I
pick'em
was going to say,
leagues,
did you take them in the pick 'em? I was
no,
just going to ask that. No,
I couldn't do
no.
it because we're talking about a motivated Mahomes coming off a Super Bowl loss. We're talking
Right.
about an Andy Reid coach who never loses after a bye. Now he's had all summer. But I'm
Yeah.
also looking at this Chargers team that's well coached and incredibly well put together. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this in my heart, and much like I felt the same way about the Cowboys. I was like,
Yeah.
they've got a chance. They could win this. And the Cowboys had a chance. They could have won it.
They should have won.
Yes.
Miles.
Miles
Mm.
fumbling,
And
the
CD
CD dropping two, and Ferguson dropping it. So
Ferguson.
four
Yes.
plays that equal the Cowboys win. They
Yeah,
they didn't get beat. They beat themselves.
they did. They did. They looked much better. Like, what did you call that? What kind of moral victory?
Yeah, it was a
It
moral
felt like that.
victory.
It felt like that. I felt like, oh, well, at least I wasn't totally embarrassed.
Yeah,
And I feel like there's still maybe a little hope for the season. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll see.
What about, so
Let's go to
we,
Mirages.
we touched on some of these guys, but what do you think about Quentin Johnston? I think it's more than a mirage. I think it's real. I think it's going to stick. I do. I really believe that he has leveled up. I know. I've thought this before. He's fooled me before, and I know he's missed the
I
drops a
think
lot.
he is a world class week one
Mirage.
Mirage.
Yeah, yeah.
He is that guy, and you watch, everyone's going to be trying to trade for him, get him off the wire, pick him up, spending all their fob to get him. But Lad McConkey's still there and wasn't used. They were clearly focusing on shutting down McConkey.
Right. And they did a
Okay.
good job.
And they did a real nice job of it. But Keenan Allen also showed the come up. And now they're going to have to put resources towards him. And once that happens, McConkey's going to open back up.
Yeah.
I think this is a Quinton, he drops.
Yeah.
Any more big passes and right back down to where he belongs. I think he is a world class week one.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. Maybe like week 9, when we're halfway through the season, we can revisit this week 1 Mirage. Like, and again, we're only 2 games. We only have 2 games that we can talk about right now. So, because today is Saturday, tomorrow is all the big slate and everything, and that's exciting. But from what we've seen, we still have a lot to ask, and that's a big one. I'd like to look at that. And what do you think of Keenan? Is he a Mirage or more? I think he's more. He knows the system. He's been in the system before. He's already shown that even though he didn't really do any preseason workouts or any of the training camp or anything, that he's a world-class vet. And yes, he's old and he has lost a step and he will get hurt because he does that. But he will produce until that happens. And I think that was a genius move. They gave him what, $8.5 million for this 1 year. They're not going to just say, "Oh, go out and be a decoy for that kind of money." They're going to try to use him. So I like him. I think he's not a mirage.
I agree with everything you just said. I really do. I knew it. I knew it in my bones. I wish I'd grab more shares of him. But I was so running back heavy because I want those young rookie running backs. Because it's like you get all of them, and then one of them goes, and it's
One
like
of them pops.
That's all I needed, baby. And
yep.
It's easier to find a receiver than it is to find those running backs, and so that actually play and get touches.
But it takes the receivers much longer to really,
and that's why I felt
with the
great
team.
about Keenan Allen. I wish I grabbed more shares than I did, but I think he is not a mirage. I think he will absolutely be an impact player when he's on the field. He will not be on the field the entire time. He never does that. But when he's on the field, he'll be great.
Yep, I agree. So
let's talk about one that is near and dear to both our hearts.
Javonte.
Thank you.
That was the next one. I am sad to say that I think it probably is a mirage. I don't. He looked pretty good. He looked healthy. He looked like the guy that we saw in Denver when he first started coming out before he got injured. He did. I know that, and I want to believe it's more. But man, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was so biased against him during the draft season that I was just like, I'm just not going to take any. I'm not taking him. I have Jaden Blue in
Yeah.
several, and I just don't believe in him. Maybe I'm just biased that way, and I've already set my mind against him. He did look good. I give him credit, but I mean, I don't know what his longest run was, but I don't think it was that long. And I think it may have been a fluke, mirage.
I have to agree. Primarily because we haven't even seen Jaden Blue yet. Now, I
Right.
will say this. I do believe Javonte Williams has solidified his role as the goal line back.
Mhm.
So, as a
Yeah.
flex proposition, I
Mhm.
think he could be viable as an RB1. I don't think he's going to be an RB1 this season.
No.
Might scratch it, but I think it's going to be a goal line situation is when you're going to see him the most. Once Jaden Blue is ready to rock, I think he might start taking a lot of those reps too. We have to see this
Yeah.
one play out, but I have to agree, especially those points. I'll say this: the 19 points
Got 2 touchdowns. I mean,
are most likely a mirage. I think he's probably going to live in the 7 to 9 point range most
there you
weeks.
go. That's exactly how I feel about him. So he's not a bust, but this is a mirage. This 2 touchdown and crazy awesome start for him feels a little bit like maybe a little fluky. What about yeah? Who do you got? Another, you got one?
Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Mahomes gave 29 points.
Definitely not a mirage. He's running again. He's using his feet. This is something he was away from last time, and I do think that maybe part of that is because of necessity. You know,
Yeah.
his line didn't hold up very well for him. He was having to break the pocket and run a lot. But I think that he's back to, and this Thornton kid, right? The rookie is that his name, Thornton?
Thornton, yeah.
You saw him try like
I got
4 crazy deep balls to him,
Yeah.
right? And I see him like he was the reason he's been, sort of lackluster
Yeah.
the last couple of years is because
Tyquan Thornton, that's right.
Taekwon Thornton, he lost Tyreek Hill, so all that those bombs
Sure.
weren't there anymore.
Yeah.
But this kid Thornton is fast.
Yeah.
And Mahomes wants to try to get that right.
Yeah.
And he immediately tried. And if a couple of those would have hit, I think the game would have been completely different. He did hit on one. And I think it's just a matter of time before that connection gets together. When you add that together, along with Noah Gray, who I think is going to ultimately take over for Kelsey.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, I really think, and with Isaiah Pacheco, sort of, I mean, he still looked violent and running well, but this was a bad matchup for him. I think he'll catch a couple too. I think this is not a mirage, and we're going to see Patrick as a top tier QB again.
I respectfully disagree. Now, I don't think it's a total mirage. I don't think it's an accurate depiction of the rest of the season. Because if you remember last year, he was giving you like 12 to 15 points, maybe. Like he was, there was no bueno.
No.
Now, but then he had those 1 or 2 games where he gave you 29, 30 points. This is a 29-point game. I don't think he slides all the way back down, but considering the injuries, the suspension, the newness of the other guys, the slowness of Juju Smith-Schuster, the slowness of Travis Kelce, I think it is sort of mirage. I think he's going to dip back down into the 19 to 21 range and hang there. He'll hang there, and that's with his feet, but working with what's left of this receiving core, I think he recedes down, but not to last year.
No.
But I think it will not be, you cannot count on 29 to 30 points from him every week. That season is gone. But I do think 19 to 21 is probably where he's going to land most weeks. Good weeks, 24.
Yeah, see, that's where I see him at an average. I think he's going to be averaging around 24 points a game, honestly, this season.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's cool. We're
see how it plays out, baby. Let's see how it plays out.
Not too far off here, but we've got our beliefs. Um, Speaking of Juju Smith-Schuster, I think he looked pretty good. I mean, he caught what? I think 5 of 5 for 55. Caught 100% of his targets. A lot of them were contested. Does he get any yak? No. He's like you said, he's pretty slow, but he looked pretty strong.
Well, that's the
And
thing. He is strong. He is built like an oak tree, but he's
yeah,
slow. He's slow now. He old.
yeah, he old. It's
The
weird to
Pittsburgh
think that
Le'Veon Bell
he's
days are a
old.
long time in the rearview mirror.
Le'Veon Bell?
Remember when he played with Le'Veon
Yeah,
Bell?
with that's right. I do. The Le'Veon
Yeah,
Bell days.
that's when he was his hottest. Was with in the
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell season.
Yep, when he was doing his TikTok dances.
Yeah. So, but I think he's exactly what he is. What he was this week is what he's going to be. Very dependable underneath, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 45, 50 yards, maybe a
Maybe a
touchdown every
touchdown,
now and
maybe he
again.
falls into the end zone.
Right. Every now and again, he'll catch that shallow when they're 5 yards out. That's his time to shine.
Okay, so
But
not a
so is
mirage.
Travis's. So that's why that's got to be tempered.
Right. So not a mirage.
Not a
Right.
mirage.
Okay. And I do think we can agree that there's this AJ Brown, that's definitely a mirage.
Totally mirage.
Right. That's
That
just
will not be the rest of the season.
No.
But I think it is indicative of the way this team wins, which is some weeks passing, some weeks running. And when it's a running week, he'll done.
Disappear.
You're done.
All of them will disappear.
You're burnt. You're burnt.
Those
Dak.
are all the ones. Yeah. Oh, Dak. When you say mirage, do you mean like fantasy or reality? Like I think it's a mirage fantasy. There's no way he's going to be. We saw how accurate he is and how good he looked. I think that it was just a weird game. I think the rain fell, and going into that second part, like everything fell apart and it was weird. And then
Well, they also didn't know how long they were going to be back there, and then they were back there an hour and a half.
90 minutes is
you
so
can't
long.
Stay warm.
No,
for an hour and a half in the locker room with no equipment, not knowing when you're going to go back out. Like,
right. There's
no way.
There's no way. There's no way. Dak's going to have a very good season,
and
I think.
He's a guy that I think will land in the 21 to 24 range.
Sure, I can see that. Absolutely, I can see that.
I think 24 is going to be his magic number this year.
The only thing that will threaten him is if we're wrong about Devontae, and he actually is pretty damn good. If that's true, it will cut down on Dak's numbers just because he'll just lean on the run game more.
But it may also increase his efficiency.
That's true. Good point. Well, that's true. That's a good point.
Because then they'll have to play the run. Right now, they don't give a fuck about the run.
No, and because of it, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Sorry about the F-bomb. We'll move on. Let's move on right into must starts and must sits for the week. And really, I mean, I think we should stay away from the very obvious.
Exactly.
There are obvious people that are must starts. There are obvious people that are must sits.
Right.
So we're looking at guys that maybe you're like, don't I, or that maybe have a better opportunity. And so for me, my first must start is Joe Flacco versus Cincinnati.
Love it. I mean,
I've
got him as a sleeper flyer, but I can totally see why it would be a must start. Cincinnati's defense is a sieve. We saw it in preseason. Nothing has changed. They got worse. I don't understand how, but Flacco, week 1, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. He knows how to run this offense. He's got great people to do it with. Jerome Ford is still there. Jerry Jeudy is still there. Njoku's still there. And Cincinnati's defense hasn't gotten better. It pretty much just stayed the same. They re-signed their one good guy.
Right. And late.
And never forget, these Cincy Cleveland games are always much tougher contested than they look on paper. It's one of those like Steelers, Ravens versus the Browns, like that North, those are tough games. And I think this is going to be a tougher game than I think it's going to be a better game for Joe Flacco than expected.
I agree. And, I don't know the last time I can't tell you the last time Cincinnati won an opening game. I can't tell you.
I can tell you when they're going to win their next one.
Tomorrow. So I love that. I love that. That's a great one. I think mine might be a little obvious on the quarterbacks. I've got two. Obviously, I think it's probably too obvious. Baker Mayfield, I think, is a must start.
Right. I got
Some,
Burrow in there as well. I mean,
yeah.
even
I
though
mean,
versus Cleveland, a very good defense, but I think Burrow's going to start hot. So he's my Baker, like obviously,
yeah.
but yes, must start these guys.
And then Kyler Murray. I don't know if that's an obvious one because he's sort of polarizing in the
Yeah.
fantasy
Yeah.
community.
Oh, very.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like this first week versus New Orleans is going to be, I he's going to do great. I think he's going to run a lot, and I think he's going to have Marvin Harrison's going to. I think that connection's going to be solid. So
Okay.
he's a
Well,
must start. Yeah.
and I would agree with that because if you do draft Kyler, if you've ever had Kyler, you already know he starts out great, and then the wheels shoot off the car.
I don't even fall off.
I
They
mean,
shoot.
shoot off, and you just
Sparks flying.
yeah.
You don't know what happened.
And you're like, how did I lose all four wheels at once? That's just the nature of having Kyler. If you have
Spike
him and he
strip.
has a great week, trade him.
Yep.
But I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. And for me, Joe Burrow, because everyone says, oh, he always starts slow. He always has a bad game. But you saw that preseason.
Yeah.
He is hell bent for leather to start out fast, to start out hot. So you load up on Joe Burrow.
And more importantly, he actually played preseason and wasn't injured preseason. Normally the first 4 weeks are his training camp, because he's never available. He's always injured.
They never play. And they're like, we're changing
They
that
never
this
play,
year.
but they can't because he's usually got some nursing something.
Yeah, that ankle or the calf
ankle or the wrist,
and then
or
the wrist thing, and then
it just
one
never
thing
ends.
after the other. It's very true.
Yep.
And
So
I feel like Joe Burrow, the Joe Burrow from like 4 seasons ago, who was like the window's my career, is starting to feel. He's starting to feel like a 50-year-old who just had his real first health scare. And he realizes, not making the playoffs and realizing he's mortal and he can't
Gotta make some changes. Gotta make some changes.
And it can affect the way your season goes. He's not invincible. I think that newness has worn off. And now he realizes, I got to make a run. And these two other guys aren't getting any worse in Buffalo and Baltimore. So I got to start hot, and stay healthy. And I think this is the season we see it.
I sure hope so. It's more fun when we see that. It's
I
more
think
fun
he
for
lights
us.
it up tomorrow. I really, really do.
Yeah, cool.
And one last must start, and much like Flacco, obviously these aren't guys that you would think about starting, but maybe more in a DFS world, or if you don't like your matchup, another guy I like, Aaron, and I'm going to say it, fucking Rodgers.
Oh, what?
Aaron fucking Rodgers.
I am shocked right now.
Start him.
Must start Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I explain yourself.
Let me lay it out.
Yeah.
And maybe it should be a flyer, but I don't feel that way. Okay. Number one, this is the swan song. He said it. Everybody knows it. And it isn't like his usual alluding to. It's like he's basically said, this is it, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm going to go out, there's a great organization to go out with. So I feel like the whole vibe is different. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if there were ever a team he had a revenge factor against, it's the Jets, not Green Bay. It's the Jets. He hated being there. Remember the shove on Robert Saleh?
I do.
He
and then got him fired.
Dismantled that team because he hated it so much.
You're right. You're right.
And
demanded all of his guys come in. Demanded all of his guys come in, and then left. And then they.
And then the final thing, the final fucking hot poker in the asshole. And I'm sorry, we're not supposed to use this language this year, but I'm going to take advantage of it while we're still on just YouTube and stuff. The fact that when they made him fly across country in what was clearly a payback move for that other incident, he had him fly, walk in the door, go, we just wanted to tell you you're fired.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and had to walk back and get on. And he literally was like, why did I fly across country for this?
We could have done this on
Because
a Zoom.
we wanted to fuck you back.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
fuck you back.
Can't blame
And,
them.
and guess who's coming to town week 1 to take one last turn on the Jets?
Who dat?
Who? I mean,
Who
it's
dat?
it's going to be the Steelers.
It's gonna be Pittsburgh. The Aaron Rodgers, 41-year-old
If he
with
flies,
DK
even
Metcalf.
if he has one mirage game where he
This will
looks
be it.
like the Aaron Rodgers of old, and you're like, it's it is this game, and you need to start. He's cheap. He's so cheap on DFS.
I tell you what, yeah, I don't even remember seeing him. I didn't scroll that low. So I feel like that should be bold prediction. Like that is hot fire you are coming out with.
Oh well, maybe that I didn't even have bold predictions in my list.
We don't. But I feel
We'll
like
have to add,
that,
we got to go back and
should
find our
be.
format.
We should.
But that is a very bold prediction. But one I absolutely. I mean, if there is one game in the rest of his career where he looks, you know what I mean? When you get that spark of life before you die, and you're like, he's
the second wind. The second wind. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. This is the spark of life. You see it with animals, you see it with people, and you're about to see it with Aaron Rodgers' career.
Yeah, and I love that you just put him in a separate category than animals and people. That's perfect. That is awesome. He deserves to be in his own category and not for good reasons. Wow, I love this. So, all right, in the interest of time, I'm just going to rapid fire 4 wide receivers at you that I think are must
Sounds
must
good. Yes, we do have to pick up the time.
Yeah,
so let's get going.
that are must starts, and 2 of them are rookies. So Marvin Harrison Jr., Tedoroa McMillan, Matthew Golden, and Ricky Pearsall. These 4 are must starts to me, and I know some of them may seem somewhat obvious, but I believe that there's like Ricky Pearsall, like Ted McMillan, and is probably a little more obvious, but I don't know. Is Matthew Golden really that obvious? Depends on if Jaden Reed plays. But Ricky Pearsall, I guess it depends on CMC. But all these guys are sort of like iffy and flex. And if you're worried about them or, like.
Who is the first one?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a must start. I think, like I said, Kyler, I think he's going to be a must start quarterback. And it can't all be Trey McBride, and Connor doesn't catch. So. I
agree with one. Ricky Pearsall.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it at the end of last season. Brock Purdy's there. Brock trusts him. They know each other, and everybody else is gone. So it's Ricky Pearsall.
I don't know. Is Juwan Jennings out? Has he? I don't know.
He might play, but what condition is this guy in?
True.
Okay, no preseason, coming off a massive injury. Even if he's back, he's not back. It's the Ricky Pearsall show. It absolutely is a must start for Ricky Pearsall.
They're going to be the Kittle show.
And it'll be a show for all of them. They got 3 players. It's going to be the Kittle show.
The one that he's got
Pearsall show.
The rapport with.
McCaffrey show.
He's got all the rapport with Kittle. He has very little rapport with Pearsall.
Pearsall, they found it much like the Worthy thing.
Very late.
Just like that. In those last 3 games, and this is why I was so high on Herbert, because in those last couple of games, you saw it really come together and the points skyrocketed. And I'm telling you, we pick up where we left off. I love Ricky Pearsall. The rest, Ted McMillan, we don't know where the chemistry is with him. He is not a must start.
Did you not watch preseason?
What did I just say? I don't.
There's
preseason.
But there's chemistry there.
It was. I mean,
of course,
in preseason,
it's not the same. Yeah,
he doesn't have number 1 coverage on him.
Well, good point there. You're right about that. That's
same with Matthew Golden. We saw a couple of great drops, but then you get everything changes once you get against the ones. I mean,
I just have this feeling about Golden this week. I just have a feeling it's not really.
And Marvin
super
Harrison
based
Jr.
in research.
has given us nothing to believe that he is going to be anything yet.
Yes, he has.
I'm sorry. No, I am Missouri.
He's added
you're going to have to show me.
He's added 10 pounds of muscle. That's something. I think that's something
that
in this
mean
league.
Anything. And if anything, that makes him slower. If anything, that makes him slower. Might
I
make him more durable, but it makes him slower.
I will see how it goes. Do you have any wide receivers?
I
Must
do.
starts?
Here are mine
What?
really quickly. Here we go.
What do you got?
Pearsall
Yep.
at Seattle.
Mhm.
Jerry Judy because of Flacco.
Like
Calvin
it.
Ridley, new place, new quarterback, but with no competition. I like Ridley. And
Okay.
Ridley's a veteran.
Hey,
But
but
it is a
that seems a lot like what you like
well,
like the
he's not in
argument
a
you
new
gave
place.
me.
He just has a new quarterback. It is, but I like him.
Okay.
And Jalen Waddle versus Indianapolis.
Okay, now that's a shocker. That one's a surprise. Why? Why?
Because Tua's healthy
Right.
and nobody likes Tyreek. Now, while
Yeah,
he was not looking for him last season, then they lost their quarterback, and then who knows what the season could have been like. They couldn't get any production out of the quarterback position. And then, by the way, going out there and picking up Zach Wilson is, I think, about the dumbest thing you ever could have done on the planet, face of planet Earth. That's why in Dynasty, go grab Quinn Ewers and you put him on the bench because Zach Wilson ain't going to do nothing. And
brilliant.
Tua is guaranteed to go out. So, but Tua is going to be, whereas last year, he will be hyper focused on getting Waddle the ball and limiting their need for Tyreek because fuck Tyreek. And again, sorry about the language. I know we're trying to get better, but that is the vibe in Miami, which don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, he's going to get 3 long bombs every game. He'll catch 2 and that'll be something.
Maybe a jet sweep. Maybe a jet sweep.
Maybe a jet sweep, but it is going to be the Waddle show, in my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot of love for Waddle, a lot of fuck you to Tyreek Hill.
Well,
Again, sorry about the language. I know we're trying to clean it up this season, and we will, but sometimes I'm just going to take advantage.
Well, I am looking at what you said, and I think I agree with almost all of them. The Calvin Ridley one is a stretch to me. Maybe that's just a feeling like I have for Golden. It's just a feeling. But I mean, got new place, not new place. No, he played for
He
Tennessee
played
last year,
for
right?
Tennessee, yes.
Okay.
New
But new
coach, I think.
quarterback, new everything,
Yeah.
new system. I just to say the must start is, I think, I mean, I would put him in a flyer, sleeper, but
I know. Well, listen,
you've
you
got
put those
more,
other
you've got
guys.
more faith.
You got 3. I got 1 that I
Right.
would consider that we are say is
Disagree.
iffy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we disagree on, but that's what I got. So fire them up.
My running backs might seem a little chalky, I think.
Okay.
But I'll throw them at you. I got 4 of them. The last one I think is going to be the big one that you're going to want to talk about. But I honestly didn't draft Alvin Kamara in any leagues because I just think he's too old and I think the team sucks. But I think this week he is going to be phenomenal. Like he's gonna make us all like second guess our feelings. If you don't like him or if you decided that you did not want him on your team, he's gonna make you think twice after this first week. Chuba Hubbard, I think, is going to come out swinging right off the bat. Going to have I think he's a must start. Kenneth Walker, think might be the RB1 of the week. And then last but not least, this is the one that I think is going to get a little flack, but I want you to have faith. Play Travion Henderson. He's a must start. I understand he's a rookie. I understand Ramondre's there. I understand Ramondre's getting paid. I understand Ramondre will probably be the starter. But I'm telling you, I watched this kid all preseason, and he is no joke. Patriots saw what he is. They know what he can do. I would say, and he's way down there in DFS too. I think he's like 5,500. He's in almost all my DFS leagues, almost all of them, because it's just so much easier when you start with a stud with a low that you could just get like a Jamar Chase or something. But I think that he is, and Vegas, they're not great against the run. So I think he's a must start.
I have to agree with you. Couldn't agree with you more
Hey,
on Travion Henderson.
I
I'm
like
all
it.
in on Travion Henderson. I got a lot of shares of Travion Henderson.
Yeah,
I reached for him in
we
some
had
leagues
to. You
because I
had
wasn't going to
in
wait
every
around.
league.
Yeah,
In every league.
He was the only guy that if he fell to me in my dynasty, that I would have taken him over Cam Skelley.
Over
If he
Wow.
fell, and which originally he was projected to go down there, but then he picked
Yep.
up at like he went at like 6 or
Oh
5.
wow.
Yeah.
Somebody saw yeah, it
So
was
someone
on.
jumped for him real hard.
Yep.
And that's how Quinshawn wound up sliding. So the
Do you
one that
disagree
I
with
push back
Alvin? Yeah.
on is the
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker.
Why?
Because, and again, here's my problem. And now I'm not saying this, I don't see
Yeah.
this. It's not coming from me.
What
But
is it?
everything I've seen in the media about the running game in Seattle this season talks about there being
Sharp.
more of a timeshare with Charbonnet. Even
Yeah.
the projections on Sleeper, which is a very reputable source for projections,
Yes.
they do a
Yeah.
really good job.
I
They
agree.
have him at they have Charbonnet at over 9.5 points projected for the game, which
Wow.
indicates a near 50-50, probably more like a 60-40 split, but still a very much closer to 50-50 than ever before split with Charbonnet. And so that being the case, for me, he cannot be a must start. You're obviously going to start him, but not a must start. But the
Well,
rest, I fully agree with.
he is playing the third worst against the run. Like he's got this incredible matchup. And when he's healthy, he can break off runs for 60 yards.
Okay, so
and
that San Francisco defense for just 1 second. First of all, rivalry game. They hate each other. This is a great game.
True division, right?
Okay. Second, San Francisco has Robert Saleh back as their defensive coordinator. So whatever their ranking was for whatever last season, throw that out the fucking window. I'm sorry with the language. I got to get better. But I'm really telling you, the San Francisco defense will be back on point this season. So don't go say, oh, they're up against. No, they're not. This is a different team. Robert Saleh is not a good head coach, but he's unbelievable as a defensive coordinator.
Yep.
So
all right, what about? Okay, that's a very valid point, and
that's the only one I disagree with, though.
It makes me think. What about you? Do you have any running backs that we
must start? Mine are, and again, a bit chalky here, but listen, I think there's a great Aaron Jones. Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. I know people, Jordan Mason. Listen, when Aaron Jones is healthy, which is only here at the beginning part of the season, he's phenomenal. And he was going cheap in the drafts because all this
especially
talk about
PPR, because he is one of the best pass catching running backs
to be in the game. Versus Chicago, which is a much improved team on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
I think there's still opportunity against their defense. And Aaron Jones is with that rookie quarterback. They're gonna have to lean on the run a little bit. They can't just go and shove this kid out there and be like, okay, throw for fucking 400 yards. You got to get that run game going, and that means Aaron Jones.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm now going to take another look at some of my lineups. I think you talked me into that one. I was just overlooking him. He's too old, and I'm like, oh, he's old, he's busted.
Week 1,
but
and
week 1
he'll be a mirage, in that he may have a game so great that everyone's like, trade. And come next week, we're going to be like, he's a mirage, and I will be happily claim that. Yeah, I'll put it out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We haven't even seen
week 1 mirage from Aaron Jones.
That's cool. A pre-mirage. I like that.
My other choice, obviously, we talked about McCaffrey. I think he'll have a great game, but trade him immediately because you don't know how long he's going to stay in there. I just need 4 games. 4 games, Christian. That's all I need. And then the guy, I think a must start is Caleb Johnson at New Jersey.
I've got him as a must sit.
Let me present my side. Again, running back position, very different. All you got to do is get in there and pound the rock. They're not elevating Jaylen Warren to a 3-down back position just because Najee Harris went to San Diego or went to Los Angeles. They brought in Caleb Johnson to play Najee Harris's role. But guess what? He's even better. And he would have been the number 1 RB this season if it weren't for Ashton Jeanty. I'm telling you right now. Wow. And what does Pittsburgh like to do? Pound the rock.
The ball. Yeah, pound the rock.
You start Caleb Johnson, lock it in.
Wow.
I can't wait to hear
Um,
your side when we get to the sits. So save
yep,
it.
I
Save it
will
for
save
now.
it.
Let's
I
move
will
on to
save it.
wide receivers.
Uh, we did wide receivers. Let's move on
Oh,
to tight
sorry.
ends.
Tight ends.
I'll do rapid fire. I'll give you four. Njoku, Kittle, Henry, and Mark Andrews.
Okay,
Must start.
so the only one I see there that's a real kind of like, I mean, obviously Kittle, obviously, uh, um, what was the other one?
Njoku
Njoku, obviously, you
and
have to start there. Now,
Mark
Mark
Andrews and
Andrews,
Hunter
I
Henry.
like, Mark Andrews is a call. That's an interesting call.
And same with Hunter.
But
Yeah.
is Lively back or not? Is he still
Nope,
injured?
not week
Okay,
one.
okay. So if he's not back, then yes, I agree with that. That's a solid must start for sure,
Yep.
especially in a game where you know the Ravens want revenge.
Oh God, yes.
Now, the other one though,
Hunter Henry. Yeah.
He looked good. Is he a must start? Yeah, probably.
He
I can
is
see
week
that. I
one.
can see him being
He is
good.
week one.
I
Yep.
can see him being a good. I can see that being a real good call. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't have any shares of him because I don't trust him because he never
So
stays healthy.
Las Vegas is the second worst versus tight ends. And Hunter Henry, it's like, these old guys, you want to use them early in the
Yeah,
season.
because he ain't gonna last.
No way. I mean, and I know that, but it's important to remember that in the beginning of the season, Hunter Henry has always been really solid. It's just that we never remember because he becomes irrelevant by like week 6 or 7. Like
Yeah.
it's like he has these
No, I
giant
agree. I think
flashes.
that's a really great call. I
Yep.
really do. I mean, and I don't have any shares, but maybe in a DFS play, or if you don't like what you've got, then yeah, go grab him and slide him in there. For me, it's Brenton Strange with
I love
Jacksonville
it.
versus Carolina.
Love that call. Love that call.
I think
It's a
he's going
good
to be
one.
open a lot now that you have Travis Hunter over there on the other side
Yep.
from Brian Thomas Jr. I think it's
Mhm.
but you still have, Trevor Lawrence, Mr. That might work. And Brenton Strange is fantastic. He's solid. He puts
He
up
was
decent
very,
numbers.
very good.
Very good. I have him as my number 2, and I'm planning.
Look,
I believe I'm going to have to use him a lot this season.
I
I
love
like
that
Brenton
call.
Strange. I think versus Carolina.
I mean, look,
I feel
the,
pretty
the,
good about that. I
the
think that's a
team
good start for Brenton Strange.
the team felt so good about him that they traded Ingram, who was one of the best tight ends of the year last year. Like he was top 5 tight end, right? Ingram,
Yeah.
I think he's in the top 5. I think he was
Oh,
5.
Evan Ingram, yeah.
Evan
And
Ingram,
Evan Ingram is a must start as well for the Denver Broncos.
right, but I don't. I thought
Exactly. He's one like
too
Kittle and those
like Kittle
guys. Like
and
you're
Joker, I guess,
starting
too
him,
chalk.
obviously.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Wow, but I do love Strange. You got another one? I do love Strange.
No,
That's
that's
funny.
the only one. That's the only one that I have.
Don't we all love
Everyone
Strange?
likes getting a little strange.
Oh yeah, don't we all love Strange?
Everybody likes getting a little strange.
Okay. Oh, did you do any for defenses or
Yes,
anything?
I have one defense.
What do you got?
And it is the Giants defense in DFS. I know it's tough to put them on your team. There are other defenses, but this pass rush, and let me tell you something, and I know you are very high on Jaden Daniels. Everybody else is high on Jaden Daniels, but this game, if there's a week 1 mirage, it might
It'll
be
be
the
the
Giants in this game versus the Commanders.
I could
Because
absolutely see that. Their defense is so good.
this pass rush is it's formidable. The problem
It's
is their
good.
secondary is not great. So
Right.
it's all about if that pass rush can get off, but they got 4 guys, 4 impact players on the line.
Yeah.
4 legit game wreckers. Most defenses are built around 2, sometimes 1. They've got 4.
Or if you're the Cowboys, sometimes none.
None. So now we're looking at a team with 4 that no one's talking about this defense. I mean, people are talking about it, but we're not drafting them, we're not playing them, we're not starting them. And I'm wrestling with it because I have Green Bay versus Detroit, who I really like. But it's only because other people don't believe in them that sometimes I have trouble believing my own decision making. But this Giants defense,
Yeah.
You better tell somebody.
So I actually have 3 of them, but I think I would probably choose them over the Giants defense this week. But I'll take the Dolphins just because
The matchup is fantastic.
They're playing the Colts. God knows what's going to happen over there. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah. I feel
And
like that's a DFS play as well.
I probably, and then I'll take the Patriots over versus Las Vegas because, again, who knows what's really going to happen? And besides Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers
And they will have a great
and
defense.
Genty,
It's a
but like
Vrabel team. Their defense is going to be great.
Vrabel is a freaking stud as for the defense. And Arizona, just because New Orleans is just God. Wow, their quarterbacks are terrible. Zach Wilson would be an upgrade for them.
Okay,
That's how bad they're.
we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Okay, so that's what I have for defense. Anyway,
Okay, good stuff.
must sits. What do you got?
JJ McCarthy versus Chicago. Don't
Yeah.
start him. Sorry. I know you probably drafted him to be the stack
Right, with
with
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, with JJ,
Yep.
but
Yep.
not this week. Not week one.
No.
They're going to have to
No.
rely on the run. They're going to be coming after him. Chicago is going to be bringing the house. It's a rook, and they're dragging him outdoors in Chicago, which is not cold yet. Great time to play outdoors in Chicago, but you're still outdoors and you're still in Chicago.
Now, remember, JJ is from Michigan, so he's used to the cold, at least in the outdoor and the environments. Like he's pretty weather, battle.
But his
proven.
whole preseason, all of his practices, everything so far has been
in
indoors.
Extreme heat and extreme heat too. But
I just think they're going to be coming after him. Don't play JJ McCarthy. I also have Penix versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going to be up his ass. I don't expect, and he doesn't have Darnell Mooney. I expect a not so. Not that anybody is, but even in DFS, no Penix.
Okay,
Those are my quarterbacks.
So I've got two quarterbacks, and these are ones that I think people might consider playing. I don't know if people would really be considering Penix, like you said, outside of DFS, but we'll see. But Jared Goff and Matt Stafford are two quarterbacks I don't think you can play this week. Jared Goff versus Green Bay, the over-under is probably like a close, like over 45. But it's not going to come through the air. I don't think it's going to be the Jahmyr Gibbs show. And I don't see him having a big game. And I wouldn't start him. I would try, almost any other quarterback over him right now. I think I would. And Matt
Get
Stafford,
Aaron Rodgers, baby.
Yeah, I think I would start Aaron Rodgers over Jared Goff. That's crazy,
wow.
but I think I would.
Now that is spicy.
That is crazy.
Spicy.
But just this week, look, it's a divisional game. They're playing away. They're in Green Bay, and there's going to be a lot of running. I think it's going to be the Jahmyr Gibbs is going to go off. I don't think you can play Jared this first week, and then with Stafford, I don't want to play him this week because he's playing versus Houston, whose defense is awesome. And we have no idea if he's okay or not. I haven't seen him throw a ball all summer long.
It's all very true.
No idea. I'm not going to roll him out there week one. I'd rather play CJ Stroud or Aaron fucking Rodgers. Those are my two sits.
Okay. For me, are we recording?
Wide receiver?
We are recording, right?
Of course, the meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, there it is, recording. Yep. Okay, good. Suddenly, all of a sudden, I panicked. Like, what if we didn't record any?
That would have sucked.
All right. For me, on the wide receiver tip, all the rookie wide receivers wide receivers in new places, including Devontae Adams, with the one exception being Deebo Samuel, not Calvin Ridley, because Calvin Ridley's not in a new place. He just has a new quarterback, and I think that's going to work out for him because there's nobody else. But for me, I like Deebo because I think they're gonna run the jet sweeps with him, and they're gonna do some run plays, play actions, stuff like that. They're gonna do some trick stuff with Deebo, so I think he might be able to.
So, are you putting DK Metcalf in this category?
Yeah.
Then how is Aaron Rodgers a must start?
I don't know. I haven't figured it all out yet.
Right.
It was a blanket statement. It is kind of tough to play him. You probably got, but I mean, listen, if Rodgers goes off, DK probably has a great game.
He has to.
So,
I only have one wide receiver to sit, and that's Chris Olave.
Yeah, I haven't done. I have Olave slash Shaheed.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you
have
got to
real
sit those
quarterback
guys.
problems. I also
You got
have
to sit them.
Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
I
Yeah,
had him and I erased it because I thought
gotta
that
sit
might be
him.
too chalk, that people aren't going to play him anyway because he's been a
I
little
see some
injured.
guys
And
playing him.
yeah, so it's good that you said it because I had him, but I thought maybe that was too chalk. So I
Not only is he
crossed it off.
new, he hasn't played preseason. There's no chemistry, and he's coming off a double, MCL, ACL. You don't come back and you're just yourself again. It's going to take all season. I didn't draft him in any league.
Yeah. I was tempted, but I never did because there was always somebody I was like, I have more faith in this person, whoever it was in that area. There was more people that I was like, I think I'll actually play him. And Stephon Diggs, I'm just going to get in case he's good and then I can play him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I didn't
Absolutely.
want to do that. I didn't want to
Yeah.
do that.
Um,
What about running backs for you?
One, Cam Scatterboo.
Oh, come on now.
In the event that you're as high on him as I am, don't start him. He's unstartable. We don't know what role he's going to play. He hasn't quite figured it out yet in the NFL. Don't start Cam
He's
Scatterboo.
also recovering from being a little banged up preseason as
Right.
well.
Yeah. Just a
Right.
little bit
So
though, but they haven't played in the preseason. So
he did.
he's
He played
fine.
that last game, but
Yeah.
he's
So
good.
he's
But
fine. They wouldn't have played him if he wasn't, but I mean, he
they
clearly
won't
hasn't
give him
quite
as
figured it
many.
out yet.
They
So
won't give him as many touches as I think
definitely
they
sit
might
him week
have.
one
Yeah.
in case you had this genius idea to play him in your flex.
All right. I'm going to shoot four at you,
Go ahead.
and I'm going to do them rapid fire, and then we'll talk about Caleb Johnson because he's he's the one that you think is a must start. I've got Tony Pollard, and I'll explain myself. Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, Travis Etienne, and Caleb Johnson. Now, Tony Pollard, Denver, brutal. He's going to get a lot of volume, but he's not going to be very efficient. I think he'll get like maybe 20 carries, but I don't
But
know if he'll make.
volume is king in fantasy.
But if you can do something with it, he'll get a lot of touches, but will he get more than 60 yards? I don't know what his prop bet is on what is it, underdog or any of those pick things. I don't know what his personal prop is, but if it's like high, I'll take the under. I just don't. He'll get a lot of opportunities. He won't get a lot of yards. It's not going to be a good game for him, and I think that's sad. And people are really looking for. It's just a terrible matchup for him. Ramondre Stevenson, even though I say he's got a good
I agree
matchup.
with that. I think most people are going to shy away
Okay,
from him. Yep.
okay, so I won't even waste any more time with him. Travis Etienne, is that another one that
Same one. People don't
needs
trust
no?
him. People
All
don't.
right,
It
Caleb
looks like
Johnson.
it's going to be the Tank Bigsby show. I think that's definitely one people
Exactly.
agree with in general, for sure.
Okay, cool. So I won't take up time with that one, but Caleb Johnson. The Jets are a top
Please
10.
wow me with this.
The Jets are a top 10 defense versus the run. And although you said, "Oh, I don't think they're going to elevate Jalen Warren," maybe not to a three down back, but Jalen Warren just got paid, bro. They just gave him a bag of money and said, "You're our guy. You're the starter." He's going to take the lion's share of the carries. Caleb Johnson, it's going to take time for them to get him worked into the offense. And I don't think that I don't think you want to send a rookie out there, too much. And when it's a really tough matchup like the Jets run D should be, what we assume it will be, because you don't want to ruin the kid's psyche for the rest of the season. You want to set him up for success. I don't think this is the opportunity for him to be set up for success. And I think they're going to try to keep him, they may have no choice, but I don't think he's going to have nearly as many carries. I'm going to say he probably gets my guess is going to be a 75-25 Warren Johnson timeshare in the backfield this week.
I would say that might be true in the first half.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, but that's my reasoning.
You made a solid argument for it. I think it's wrong. I mean,
I get it.
They pay players all the time and then draft somebody else like, now we're using Penix, Cousins. We've seen this story play out a few times. And I'd be interested to know if they paid Jalen Warren before or after the draft, because they may have paid him and then drafted Caleb and been like, he fell to us,
They paid him after the draft.
Okay,
he just got paid.
Good.
He just got paid like 10 days ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just came out and said it. So that tells me what the team is thinking. Like they want to make sure that he is there and that he is happy. They've staked their claim. They didn't give him tons and tons, but they gave him a lot. He
Okay.
did well. He
We
did
see
well.
this a lot though. All right. So back to your Tony Pollard over under.
Yeah. What is it?
What did you say it was?
I said if it was over, if it's 65 or above, I'll take the under.
It's 62 and a half.
It's so close. Look at
So
that.
that, yeah.
62 and a
But
half.
guess
I
who
think I'll
he
take the
shares?
under.
Guess who he shares that over under number with? He shares it with three other names we've discussed so far.
Um,
Devon. Oh, we haven't actually talked about him, but Devon Achan.
I'll take the over.
I would take the over on that too.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is
Oh my gosh.
also at 62
Over.
and a half.
Oh, that seems like a lock to me.
And Kenneth Walker the third.
No, really? That's it? 62 and a half?
Yeah.
Wow. Everybody's got that line? That's so weird. I guess
Yeah,
week
it's
one, they're
interesting
just
to see
putting it
what
out
this.
there.
I mean,
That's
I would at least
I'm
go
shocked.
Achan on that, right?
For sure. And Kamara? What else do they have?
It's very
Wow.
interesting.
I'm shocked.
Okay, I'll just put those in right now to hold on to.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing that when we're off.
Um,
I've got two tight ends that you must sit. Um, and you know, they're sneaky, like, but I don't know if people are playing them anyway. But I'll just say Zach Ertz and Jonnu Smith. Zach Ertz, because the Giants is the very best defense against the tight end, period. Not to mention there is a young kid there named Ben Sennett who hasn't really done much yet,
hadn't
but
played
he's
much.
pretty talented. He's pretty talented, and Zach, at some point, you can't keep, and he's gonna fall. He's old. He's so old. He's going to fall apart. He's very reliable still. He's showing
But
that
this
he's,
is the one week you can use him. You know you can use him week one.
but it's against the best tight end defense, the
Eh.
Giants, the best tight end defense. I just wouldn't. I would rather take a shot on.
It's also
somebody
based
else.
on last year's numbers, but
True. That's all we have, at this point. But Jonnu Smith, I mean, I don't know if people were thinking about him or not. I don't think I'm ever going to want a piece of him because
where
the
is he
Fryer
now? Is he in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, because
Right.
the Fryermuth thing. I still think Fryermuth is really,
Oh
really
my God.
good.
Watch it come out, and Aaron Rodgers makes it an all tight end day where it's just Fryermuth and Smith.
Fryermuth,
Right.
Fryermuth.
I mean, if anyone would do that, it would be
be.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm sure he loved Conklin.
I'm still trying to sell this
I
Rodgers
don't
thing.
know.
I
It's,
really
Aaron
believe
fucking
he's going to have
Rodgers.
a day. I really do. And it's going to
It
be a
might-
mirage. It's going to be a week one mirage. I called it.
If he does, I want to make whatever day. What is it? Tomorrow is the what? 9th?
Yeah.
We'll make September 9th the Aaron fucking Rodgers day. Like that'll be it'll be a holiday, Aaron fucking Rodgers day, September 9th. If
Yeah.
he really does what you think he'll do. You think he'll go over 300 passing yards?
Will he go over 300 passing yards? No.
Yeah.
I think he'll get
That's
real
a
close.
stretch.
I think it'll be like 295,
Wow, that's
293.
still
I think it'll be close, but I don't think
very-
he'll pass it. I think he'll
that's
get real
impressive.
close.
I'm gonna put some DF. I'm gonna do some.
I gotta put in a lineup with him too. I talked myself
Yeah.
into it.
I'm gonna do it.
It frees up a lot of capital.
Do you have any tight ends that you think are just absolute must sit?
Nah. I mean, you play the ones that are obvious. I mean, you got to tight ends that position that sometimes my must start is better than any must sits I can give you.
And then I'm gonna say you must sit two defenses. They play each other. Green Bay and the Lions. I wouldn't play, and Green Bay and Detroit both have very good defenses, but I wouldn't play either one of them. I think the over under is still high, and although Jared Goff I wouldn't play, I see this Matthew Golden having an incredible game, and Romeo Dobbs could have he could shine. Like he does his thing every like 2 or 3 games a season. He's like crazy amazing, and everybody runs to go get him, and then it's Wicks or whatever next week, and then or Reed if he comes back, or who's that other one that's always injured? Christian, is it Gonzalez?
Yeah,
Is that his name? But anyways, like that guy who's like freaking insane for a game. If he
Yeah.
can make it through that game, he's incredible. But it's like I see Green Bay and Detroit. being high scoring, yet I don't think that Goff is a good start. So I wouldn't play either defenses for that reason.
Okay. I agree. Let's move on to don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Oh,
What do you
no,
got
we're
for
doing
us?
this is the week. We have this is the
That's
week.
what I have. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
have.
sorry.
That's okay. We can do
And I
whatever you
only have
want.
one thing for this is the week.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
It's hard. Week one's tough.
Yeah. But I will say this is the week that Bucky Irving finishes as RB1.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's funny because I think that this is the week that Baker Mayfield is quarterback one.
Ooh, better bet that over there, that game versus
Okay.
Atlanta. Better take them with the points. I think they're only, and they might actually be in one of my, oh no, I only have one lock. But them, I think they're -2, maybe it was. Let me check. Anyways, we'll get to that. So
Well,
that's
while
mine.
you're
What's
checking-
your this is the week? That's my one.
Okay. I've got a couple. I told you Baker Mayfield number one.
Yeah.
I've got sort of the opposite of what you have. I have this is the week that all rookie wide receivers make their presence known in a good way. I know you don't think so yet, but this is the week for that. This is the week Bryce Young finishes as a top 5 QB.
Ooh, whoa, that's spicy.
And it's hard because I just saw Justin Herbert, right? And he killed it. He killed it. He was amazing. But I'm putting it out there. And I said, this is the week I think Kenneth Walker is going to be running back 1. I already talked about that a little bit. But now this is the biggest and craziest one. This one I'm just going for just insanity.
It's week
You ready?
1. Anything can happen.
This is the week that Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka both have over 100 yards receiving.
Wow. I'll say this about your wide receiver predictions. Because you and I, obviously, I say you can't trust them. You're saying they're going to announce their presence with authority.
I am. I did this week, yeah.
I will say this. One of them will.
Which
I don't
one?
know which one.
Right.
I don't know. If I were to bet, my top 2 choices would be Ted McMillan and Emeka Egbuka. One of those 2 might be the one. But in my estimation, it's only going to be one. And I don't know which one. Could be Golden.
I was going to say, I think Golden's going to show out too. That's why I really think all these guys.
Maybe. I don't know, but it won't be all of them.
Abuka certainly has
one of them.
Abuka certainly has more opportunity, I think. And well, him and Golden, I think, have a real similar situation. If Jaden Reed doesn't play, and I don't think he will, there's just the opportunity is going to be so much higher for them. No Chris Godwin, no Jalen McMillan.
You must start Romeo Dobbs. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the week. What do you got for Don't Be Surprised?
All right. And let's just go 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. Let's not debate them. Let's just get them out there.
Let's do it.
Because we got to go. Don't be surprised if Ashton Jeanty has a slow start to the season. It's not like Travion Henderson where you saw everything amazing going off in preseason. What you saw in preseason was a kid that wasn't quite finding the holes just yet. So don't be surprised if Ashton Jeanty gets off to a 6 to 9 point start.
Well, don't be surprised if Tyreek Hill is back to form and he balls out week 1.
Baby.
Do not be surprised if that happens.
I won't. I totally agree. It could absolutely happen. And
don't be surprised.
And it's only going to take 4 completions to do it.
Agreed.
Don't be surprised if Jerry Jeudy is a top 5 wide receiver.
Okay. You know what else? Don't be surprised if Isaac Tesla of the Detroit Lions finishes with more fantasy points than Jameson Williams this week.
I would be incredibly, utterly stupefied.
Don't be.
Don't be surprised if Seattle turns its running back share into a 50-50 split. You know, these rumors aren't coming from nowhere. Somebody with inside hearing the rumblings it's been spreading the word, and a lot of people are on it. And I just really think that we might. I don't trust it yet. I'm not starting Charbonnet, but don't be surprised if that's what we see this week. Go ahead.
Don't be surprised if Seattle beats the 49ers.
Okay. I would actually be very surprised.
Don't be. I told you. I warned you.
But now you have. Now I won't be.
Perfect.
Don't be surprised if the Commanders run a full 3-headed committee.
Ooh.
I think it is going to be Krosky Merritt. I think it will definitely be the
Eckler.
Rodriguez. And of course, Eckler is going to own third downs. That's 3 backs, 3 downs. And I think we're going to see a whole lot of that. Unless one guy starts really running away with it and gets hot. I see. Don't be surprised if it's sadly a full 3-man committee for now.
Don't be surprised if Houston beats the Rams.
Okay. Yep. I won't be. I see a big bounce back season for CJ. Don't be surprised if the Giants defense are the hot pickup on the waiver wire next week.
So that goes right into my last one, which is don't be surprised if Jaden Daniels struggles mightily week 1 versus the Giants defense.
Who? Oh, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
I won't be.
Don't be surprised if he struggles mightily.
It goes right. It dovetails right from my. Absolutely.
Yep.
I have 2 more. Don't be surprised if Evan Ingram is the tight end 1 of the year. I'm not saying this is the week, but just don't be surprised. Sean Payton loves to work that, and I saw his usage in preseason. They got a plan for Evan Ingram. If he can stay healthy, he could be looking at a major season.
No, was he a basketball player? Ingram?
I don't remember. A lot of them were, so maybe.
He feels like it's going to be like Jimmy Graham 2.0.
That's clearly what they're going for.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, don't be surprised, and you're totally against me on this one, but if New Orleans upsets Arizona.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, I will be totally, utterly, 100% shocked.
It's just the week 1 mirage situation. Rattler is coming out with like attitude, like I need to prove that I belong here. It's his 2nd year, and he has our old coordinator as his head coach. Kellen Moore. Which one is Kellen Moore? Sling that ball. Here's the thing. If he connects, what we said about Olave, what we said about Shaheed, then they have a chance to win this game. If he doesn't connect, and then they look like garbage and they lose really, really bad. So it's just a matter of whether it's not that Kellen ain't going to call the plays. It's whether or not they can execute. And
my issue with them is mostly their defense. I mean, their offense sucks too, of course, but I think the defense, I don't see how they can win, but I'll try not to be surprised if it happens, but I think.
I'm just saying week 1 stuff is weird, and Arizona is weird, and New Orleans is weird. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of football.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going in. You don't know what's coming out.
I will tell you this, in my Eliminator Challenge, my survival pool, I have Arizona as your
survival.
So. That's my survivor, yeah.
All right.
So,
well, let's move on to the lock of the week.
No, wait. Sleepers, Flyers, DFS plays?
Oh, I didn't do. Oh, I do have Flyers. Yes.
We could do them super rapid fire. I just think these are great picks. We've mentioned a lot of them already. But like quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Flacco, Bryce Young.
There you go.
Sleeper, Flyer, DFS. Those are my QBs. Do you have any QBs?
No, I have 2 receivers and a running back. I have Marvin Mims.
Oh, wow.
Leggett.
Good one.
Leggett, who's now going to be able to open up a lot because of the help with Tet. And on the running back side, Dameon Pierce.
I have him as well.
Yeah, because we don't know who they're going to give it to. It could be Nick Chubb, might not be Nick Chubb, might be Dameon Pierce. And Dameon Pierce, 2 seasons ago, was pretty good.
Yes.
So with
Yes.
one season of rest behind Joe Mixon, he may be up. You don't. He's a flyer.
Great DFS play. So that's what we're talking about. Sleepers, flyers, DFS plays. My running backs, I got Tyrone Tracy this week.
Okay, sure.
He's
Yep.
he's very low. And what's his name? Cam is not going to take over right away. Tank
Totally
Bigsby,
agree.
Tank Bigsby, Austin Eckler, and Damian Pierce are my sleeper flyers running backs. I think Damian Pierce is a really good one. I don't think people are taking him, and
No
he
one's
might.
saying anything about it. We're the only
Yeah,
ones.
I think he really should be. So we should be speaking. People should be talking. My wide receivers: Rashad Bateman, um, Jaden Higgins, Romeo Dobbs, Xavier Legette. All these guys have incredible opportunity. I mean, especially Higgins in Houston. Christian Kirk is out. That is going to elevate him so high. He's going to be the number two. It's going to because I don't think Take Dell is ready to go.
No,
You know,
he's still
so
poor guy.
he's like I think he's like less than $4,000 on DFS on DraftKings. So very good. I certainly am putting him in a lot of lineups if I want to get like a Bijan or a Christian McCaffrey or a big running back. I'll take these Romeo Dobbs and Xavier Legette and Jaden Higgins. I'll take these guys down here and hope that it all comes together.
Well, and a lot of it does rely on picking that one guy that is the deep sleeper that you got for cheap. That just it's his week to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and it happens all over. It could be Demario Douglas.
Exactly. Good. That's a good one. I should add him. He's
another sleeper flyer. Would be Demario Douglas, especially with Stephon Diggs being out there, but not great.
But not all the way.
It's enough to because I feel like Demario Douglas is one of those guys that couldn't beat number 1 coverage, but can definitely beat number 2 coverage.
Perfect. Yeah, he's pretty talented. He's good at contested catches too. Like he's
good out of the
great
slot.
hands.
He's good out of the slot.
He's got great hands. He runs good routes. Not a lot of separation.
He's got an established chemistry with Drake May.
Yeah, that's a very good one. I'm glad you mentioned him. I've got a couple of tight ends. Brenton Strange.
Boom, with a bullet.
Tyler Higbee and Kyle Pitts. Remember, sleeper, flyer, DFS. Higbee versus Houston. Houston, that's one of their only weak spots on defense is the tight end position.
Okay.
And Higbee's pretty big. And, I know he was hurt and he's been hurt and he seems old and all that stuff, but, he came back at the end of last season. He was effective, He was pretty effective. So he's, again, a sleeper, a flyer, a DFS play, and then Kyle Pitts versus Tampa, just because, it's week 1 and you got to take a flyer on a tight end. I mean, Kyle Pitts, we all know how talented he is and what an incredible athlete he is. I don't understand what's going on, why it's never, ever come together. But maybe this is it. Yeah. Take a flyer. Just perhaps maybe he'll be the week 1 mirage for tight ends.
A lot of people got him at a very good price, and everyone hopes every single season. I'm done hoping, but this is the Michael Penix season, and maybe they bring it back to life. We'll have to see. I'm not buying it, but I get it.
A flyer, yeah,
definitely a flyer.
And then I got 2 defenses to take a flyer on.
Okay.
Remember, these are flyers, right? DFS plays, you cheap defenses. Go ahead, let's give the Raiders a shot versus the Pats. Maybe their defense steps up. It's a flyer.
But on defenses are already the cheapest position anyway. It's not really where you need to save that much.
Oh, but you can. That could be a huge difference.
And then to go with someone who I don't see putting up any points on the defense, like.
Well, how about this one? This one's still high. This one's a high price, but it's a flyer because it's one of the worst defenses in the league. The Bengals.
I actually like that one a lot. Yeah.
Week 1. The Bengals versus
the Browns.
Joe.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yes, we love the idea. We understand, but I mean, look, still old man Flacco. He's 1 hit away from retirement. And, if he goes, the whole team changes and not for the better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd say if you want to take a flyer on a pretty bad defense, this might be the week to give the Bengals a shot. Just see what happens.
Wow.
That's it. That's what
I
I
agree
that's what
with
I
that
got.
though. I agree because there's a lot of just influx over there at the Browns. They are ripe for the opportunity, and the Bengals want to start hot. And that guy Trey Hendrickson wants to prove he
Yep.
was worth the money.
Yep.
So, which is the reason I have Green Bay in there. If Micah plays, I think he plays with. Remember in Fast Times with in at Ridgemont High
Richmond High. Yeah.
when what's that actor? He's super famous. Well, Forrest Whitaker.
I was going to say, you're not talking about Sean Penn.
Forrest Whitaker played the monster defensive uh player from the opposite team or from their
Yes.
team that they wanted to make so angry, so they ruined his car.
Yeah,
And
oh,
then
yeah,
he
yeah.
came
Right.
out and just injured every player on the other side, just broke their bodies. And that is what I hope Micah Parsons does on
Really?
Sunday. Yes, that's why I drafted Green Bay in this one matchup.
But his back hurts. He may not even play.
Well, and he'll probably play in a limited capacity, third down situations, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm interested. I don't know. I don't that's the only piece on that team I don't fully believe in is that defense.
Of
So
Green Bay?
yeah.
Really?
Versus Detroit. No, in
They
my in
both?
my team in our league of record.
Oh, oh. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's going to be a high scoring game.
I know versus
That sucks for
Detroit.
the
I mean,
defense.
they're gonna
Sucks
be
for the
all over
defense.
the yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's going to suck for the defense. I mean, again, I think the defense is going to do well and stop Goff from being good, but I don't think they can stop all the points from being scored. So that's a tough one. I don't know what your options are, but I don't know if I would do that this week personally. No, you just
I
added
I just made a bold choice.
just added New
I
York.
added the
Good for you.
Giants.
Good for you.
You know what? Because really, they're the defense I've wanted all along. And like I said, I think they're going to be the hot pickup next week on the waiver wire. And I like being the week before.
Yeah.
If I see
without
it
spending your
coming,
fab.
yeah, if I see it coming, you know what? I trust what I see. And I like the Texans defense. But again, the Rams, very good offense. And yeah, maybe he's hurt, maybe he's not, but that's a very good offense. Same
Yep.
problem that I have with Green Bay. Whereas,
Yep.
and while the Commanders are
Well,
are
if Trump has his way, they will be the Redskins again.
yes, exactly. So, but
We'll see.
they are a team on the come up, absolutely. But division game and this pass rush is just it's so juicy.
Give me some Thibodeau.
It's Kayvon Thibodeau.
I
It's
like him a lot. I think
uh
he's really fun to watch.
the draft picks and the whole thing. I'm sorry I blew it with the names, but I mean I am so excited
About
about
that defense.
this
Yeah.
defense. And I just really do think that after this weekend, people are going to be rushing to the waiver wire to try and get them. And that's the one defense that I have that isn't elite. The rest are all the Ravens or who's the other one I have that's fantastic?
What? For
Oh,
defense?
Denver. I have Denver and the
Denver is number
Ravens.
one. Yeah.
Right. So these are elite
Denver,
defenses.
Ravens, or the
Or
Bills.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yes,
Right.
Pittsburgh.
So the rest are all elite.
Pittsburgh's
This is
gonna
the one that's
Yeah.
like borderline that I'm like, if I change any one of them, it would be this.
Yep.
And I've just been drooling over getting this Giants defense. And
Well, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it.
I'm going with my heart.
Good for you. Good for you. You should. It's week one. You can always overcome it. If you were wrong, you were wrong. You flush it.
And
you
I
move
started.
on.
I think I started Justin Herbert, so I think I'm okay. in that
Oh,
league.
dude, then you are already
Yeah.
so happy. Then you
So-
can afford to make a small mistake if that's
And
what
really,
it is.
the point projection differential is 1 point.
Between what Herbert got and what
No,
he was
between the Giants defense and the Green
Oh.
Bay defense.
yeah.
One is
that makes
10-7-7, and the other one is 11-6-6.
And I will say, Yahoo's defensive projections are probably the least accurate of all the projections that they do for all the players.
Okay, good.
In my opinion,
Sure.
like of every slot, it's the defense. I think it's also the hardest to project because one defensive score, and the projections are out the window. Or if it's not the defense's fault, but a billion points get scored, special teams and all this other stuff, and the points go against you.
Yeah.
then that can destroy your defensive projections as well. But yeah, that should give you confidence, even more confidence than you already have, to play New York, even though it's against Washington. I think that's pretty smart. I
Hey,
think you'll
listen,
be
if I'm
happy. I
wrong,
think you'll
I'm
be happy.
wrong. Then I'll have to pay some fob to pick up somebody next week. But
Right. Oh, so did you drop Green Bay for him?
I had to. I can't let
Okay.
anybody else go.
Yeah, I
The
didn't
rest
know.
of
I
my
thought maybe you
bench
just
is
dropped. You
Caleb
just dropped.
Johnson, Travis Hunter, Bill Koski, Evan Ingram, Cam Scattaboo, and Caleb Williams.
Ingram's your on. Who's your tight end? Is it Bowers or something? I
Bowers,
mean,
Bowers,
okay. Well,
Bowers.
I can't imagine sitting Ingram, unless you've got Bowers or Trey or George.
I know
Um,
Ingram's my backup on that team.
it's incredible, yeah, dude. You're going to be.
This
That's
was my
trade
A
bait.
plus
That's trade
draft.
bait.
This was my one A plus draft of the whole thing. And this was it. Oh, Tyreek Hill no longer has an injury designation.
I'm telling you, he's going to ball out. I don't be surprised if he balls out. Don't be surprised.
I know.
I can
So,
see it.
I mean,
I
that
can see it.
bench, I can't give up anybody on that bench. So I have to give up the defense.
Yeah. And I don't think people are clamoring for defenses right now either. And there's so many out there that you can
Well, and
you
that's
can
the thing.
stream. You can stream
Next
it.
week, I mean, Green Bay will be back available next week
Probably, yeah.
because I just dropped them. You can't pick them up on the waiver in time.
Right, but I mean they'll be available, but it'll be fine, maybe.
Right,
But
right.
I don't think you'll have to
And I
worry
think
about
there's
it,
a pretty good chance the Texans are going to make it all the way to the next wire too.
which is crazy too. That's the one I think people are going to be betting on over. They're gonna. I have a feeling.
I wanted to
that
grab them. I mean, they
Yeah.
have a great percentage of turnover, but getting those turnovers. But
Yes.
I think they're like top 5 in turnovers.
Yep,
Plus,
they
but
are. They're
this
top five in
giant.
almost
Listen,
every
if this
category.
giant, I just must have one slice of this Giants defense. Just
I
in
don't
the
blame you.
event it turns out to be this incredible, fearsome four that just like.
It's
I
a great
have to
move.
see it. I have to see it, and if it
I
happens,
actually hope.
I want to be the guy that has it.
I hope it works out for you. I really do.
Well,
I
we
think
will
that's
revisit
cool.
this very soon.
All right, let's do our lock of the week. I know mine is one that don't be surprised if just kidding. My lock of the week is Arizona -6.
Okay.
Let's just go with the easiest one. I'm not messing around here. I got one lock. That's the one. Lock it up. Bet your house. Get a mortgage. Do it. Get a HELOC. Get all the money. Put it on Arizona -6. You won. You're welcome.
So mine is I may have gone a little hard on the betting with this one.
Oh,
But
gosh.
I'm just sitting there looking at it like, are you kidding me? So Miami versus Indianapolis is a pickup. It's a pickup.
I mean, I get that.
And to me,
I would probably say, where are they playing? Where are they playing in Indy?
Indianapolis.
Well, that's why.
Yeah. But
It would be a 3-point. It would have been a 3-point Miami
advantage. Right.
advantage if they were playing at home. My
Right.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
your lock, though, is
Yeah.
to take Miami?
Yeah. I think that's free
Wow.
money.
That's a bold lock.
I know, but I mean, Tua's healthy. Tyreek is healthy. Jalen Waddle's healthy. Devan Achan is healthy enough.
Healthy-ish. Yeah.
Healthy-ish.
Healthy.
With Ollie
healthy-ish.
Gordon backing him up.
Right.
How
That's a good
is
flyer,
that
too, by the
team-
way. Good flyer.
How is that team going to lose to Daniel Jones at Indianapolis?
Jonathan Taylor.
He's one
That's
guy.
how.
One
well,
guy.
he can do it. He can
And they will
absolutely
shut
beat you.
Miami is going to focus on shutting him down. And I just don't think they can outscore Miami. I just don't think they can do it.
Okay. I mean, wow. That's a tough lock. But we'll see. I love it.
You went with a
Well,
-5.
-6.
-6.
Yeah, it's a lock. Arizona is going to win by 1,000,000. They'll win. They'll win by more than 10.
Miami only has to win by 1.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And they're playing indoors, so there's not going to be any weather issues for nobody. Speed on speed, talent on talent. Give me Miami all day. That's free money, baby.
All right.
Boy, if I'm wrong, oh, this is going to hurt.
Yeah. But if you're right, though, I think people are going to really listen to your locks a lot more closely and put their money.
We're pretty good with our locks.
I think yes. I wish that I had bet all of our locks myself.
Yeah, I know. And
You know
sometimes
what
I
I'm saying?
walk out of here going, I should have bet on my own luck. I
Right.
really.
I don't know why. I think this season I'm going to start doing what you do, play small
So
ball.
that's why I'm like, you know what? This is. Oh yeah, small ball is the best.
Yeah, a little $5, $10 bets, just to have some skin in it and to
Little taste.
yeah.
I went a little hard on this one though because I'm looking at them and like, I can't believe it's a pick 'em.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'll take Miami all day.
Well, it's amazing that we had so much to say, and yet so many games have yet to begin. Week one has officially begun. The season has started. I am excited.
I am too,
I
man.
I
This is
feel
gonna be I
amazing.
can't wait for tomorrow. It's the best day. I love it. I'm setting up my two TVs so I
Oh
can have
yeah, I've
eight
got mine set.
games ready to go. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try stacking them. I usually do like kind of a side to side, but I think I'm just gonna stack them just straight up and straight down. You know?
Can you like what? Are you like
One's
you're gonna hang it on the
mounted,
wall?
and then
Okay,
this one is
perfect.
portable. That little stand, it just goes straight to the living room. And can I tell you, my wife is the greatest human on earth. I can't tell you how many times I've come home to have it already set up for me.
Oh, so
I'm
amazing.
telling you, find
You
yourself a
killed
real
it.
one, guys. Find yourself a real one who actually thinks of you first. And then you make sure to think of her first and everything that you do too. Because that really, talk about that. That's really how you build a good life, you know?
Wow. Got
So,
some deep life lessons at the end of our first podcast. Love it.
yeah.
Get you some
Everybody
real love.
yeah, find a real one that puts you first, and then you put them first in every decision that you make. And you're not going to get them all right,
No.
but so long as
No.
that is the overriding vibe the whole time, that those are your guidelines. I pick you first, you pick me first, and that keeps you going together. So, and that's the kind of the little thing she does for me all the time that I'm like, there's no better life than this. I'm a very lucky man.
Truly you are.
And
You
anyway,
really are.
and she's really good looking, and she's also very funny. So you know what? Good luck, guys.
Good luck
Took
finding one of
37
those. So
years to find her. Let me tell you that.
just go get a unicorn. Go get one.
Yeah, just go find one. They're out there.
It's
Listen,
all right.
you gotta go through a lot of garbage. You
Gotta
gotta,
kiss a lot of frogs, as
you
they
gotta,
say, right?
you gotta try on a lot of ill-cut suits.
Hmm.
A lot of
Well,
like, oh, this doesn't
let's
quite
bring
fit.
this back.
I can
Let's
make it fit. I can make it fit. No, you can't.
Farley. Um, let's bring this back to fantasy and just say this. If you had Worthy, that sucks. Okay. If you had Dak, that sucked. If you had Pickens, that sucked. But it's just week one. Don't let yourself freak out and go overreact and start dropping like Pickens or I know just don't overreact. Week one can be and usually is a mirage. Relax. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Be ready. Take what you've got. Don't let it bring your blood pressure up too high. And if you lose the first
Love
one,
it. As you
fine.
say this, as you're giving this, don't freak out. An alert
Oh, you
comes across my screen. CMC likely to play.
mm,
Kill harsh reality. That's
yeah.
week one, kids. All right. Good
Good
show.
luck. Good luck.